Hello,
Hello,
how are you?
I'm great.
So, are you ready for your exam?
Yes, I am.
What is your name?
My name is Phan Anh. You can call me Finn.
Finn. All right, so Finn, let's proceed with the first part. What is your favorite animal and why?
Mm, my favorite animals is cat because they they are very familiar pets around the world, and they're cute and fluffy, and a lot of people like it. So I somehow got influenced by their love for cats.
What kind of animals as a pet do the people have in your country?
Hmm, most of Vietnamese people have dogs as pets because they believe that dogs are really good at guarding your house or your assets.
Should animals be used to test new products? Why or why not?
Hmm. It's not, personally, I don't think uh, using animals for testing products is a good idea because it feels like we're a little bit, it's fatal to them, and we are we are also animals, and we don't have the right to serve other animals like that.
Do circuses in your country have animals perform for shows? Do you think it's appropriate?
mm, there are circuses in my country that use animals for entertainment, and I don't think it's necessary because we can do other things for entertainment too. And if we force animals to do to for entertaining, it's not their natural ability, and it's not right to do to force them into the entertaining industry.
Do you like to see animals in the zoo? Why or why not?
Hmm. I don't really like seeing animals in the zoo because I can also see them through online, through YouTube's or other websites. And keeping animals in the zoo is not a good idea because it's not their natural habitat. They are living the artificial habitat, and it's not totally appropriate for their life.
Now let's move on to customs and traditions. What public holidays do you have in your country?
Mm. I think the most famous holiday is the Independence Day of Vietnam.
What about Christmas? Do people in your country celebrate Christmas?
Um, Most Vietnamese people don't celebrate Christmas, even though they still let workers, employees, and students have a break, or like, yeah, have a break on Christmas Day, but they, mostly because we are not Christian, we're not Christian, so we don't actually celebrate Christmas.
What is culture to you?
Culture to me, um, in my opinion, culture is what familiar with our region, with our, you know, our soul. Vietnamese people and other people in different countries have their own culture, and because of that, culture seems to be something familiar with us.
How important is it to learn about other people's culture?
Hmm. We can widen our understanding through learning traditions and cultures of our country, and it's also helped us to understand more about other countries.
And what can be difficulties for people who come to a foreign country to work or study?
Hmm. One of the most difficult problem that will expose is the culture shock, because some of the countries like Vietnam is really different from other countries. And another difficulty is maybe the culture and the tradition of people living in that country. Maybe they're not familiar with the way they talk or the way they communicate.
Okay, now let's proceed with the second part. So I will be showing you here a picture, and then you have to describe and answer the following questions.
Okay.
Okay, so here it is. So you can start describing what you see in the two pictures.
In the first picture, I see a monkey or chimpanzee. I don't know what kind of mammal is that, but okay, I guess it's a monkey. This monkey is hugging a baby, and they seems to be really happy. Both of them seems to be really happy with the thing they're in, with the situation they're in. Um, the second picture, I see a boy who is feeding the pigeons, and there are a lot of pigeons around him, and they are fed by him. It seems to be a very familiar activities in the European countries because there are a lot of pigeons in those countries.
Okay, so now talk about the advantages and disadvantages of owning a pet.
Uh, Firstly, when talking about the advantages of owning a pet, um, we can talk. We have to mention the fact that they are a part of the family. They are a family member, and they can help us to improve our responsibility for what we expose in our life. Secondly, they can be a friend, so we can relax with, we can play with, and they play an important role in our lives if we own a pet. In the other hand, when we own a pet, especially for some busy people, they will they won't have time to they won't have time to satisfy them with their needs, and maybe owning a pet for busy people will be an disadvantages because they have to find their free time to play with them, or they have to find a spare time to satisfy their needs, I think.
Okay, and what is your opinion on parents allowing their children to have pets?
Hmm. I think parents should let their children own a pet because, as I said before, they will having a pet will develop your responsibility, and they also a great way for relaxation and to have fun.
Okay, so now let's proceed to the third part. So pick one. Let's see if you're lucky.
It's number two.
Oh, number two, finally. So here's the topic. You have 2 minutes to prepare for that. Here's your pen and paper. Your timer starts now. 30 seconds. Time's up. There, okay, you can just have that there. You have around 2 to 3 minutes to deliver your answer. You can start now.
Okay. When I exposed with a new culture, like most of other people, I will have culture shock. And some of the reason why I have culture shock is firstly their way of communicating. Maybe they will talk in a very formal way that sometimes made me feel really uncomfortable or maybe surprised by the way they use the word. Some of the countries they will use old English words that I have to spend time learning through those words to understand what they are saying. Secondly, it's about the way that they work or study. In some developed country, people work in a very professional way, and they have rules in working and studying, and that makes and sometimes when people from other country, from developing country, when it comes to a developed country, they will feel really different, and they won't be familiar with the professional way of working. Lastly, is about their reaction to different situations. Uh, I see a lot of Vietnamese people when they come to other countries, they will have a culture shock on the reaction of that foreign people in different situations. To be honest, Vietnamese people sometimes are really irresponsible in some daily situations. But in other countries, people they really spend time. They spend time mm, finding the solution or finding the solution for some problems, or they react to the situation in a very responsible way, unlike Vietnamese people. So I think those are three reasons why I feel like culture shocking. I mean, those are three reasons why I have culture shock.
So that ends your speaking test.